come from a company called Hannam. So this is going to be a kind of sales pitch. My background is in teaching. I had 10 years as a teacher. I left teaching about 2 years ago. I was an SLT post in a secondary school just outside Leicester, and basically I was responsible for running around with iPads, Chromebooks and tablets and things like that, and basically helping teachers deliver their lessons through it. I've done various projects. The last one I did was a really nice one that I left on my teaching career. It was a £500,000 project, which was lovely. I had pretty much a year taking the timetable to go and get all this stuff, and it was fantastic. But I kind of got bored with all of that kind of thing, and the fun for me was actually going in front of staff and teaching staff and showing staff how to do stuff. So about 2 years ago, I separated from education. I came out and I joined a reseller. Basically, one of the companies down in London that sell Apple gear. I kind of got interested. I was doing training for them over the last 10 years anyway. So I thought, yeah, I'll do that and I'll join the sales team. And I hated every second of it. Purely because I was wheeled in as the teacher, and in SLT meetings they would just turn to me and just go, James says you need X amount of iPads, which I absolutely detest the idea of selling stuff to people. Obviously I've got a standard to sell myself to you guys today. So what I did is I separated out from that, and about 5 months ago now, I set up the company LearnMaker. And essentially what I do is go around, it's consultancy I suppose, but I hate the word consultancy, it's advisory type stuff. I work with over 200 schools at the moment, particularly focusing on Ofsted sort of rated 4 and 3s, just to get the impact going and showing direct impact with what technology schools have invested in already. And the majority of schools I walk into have iPads. So I became an Apple what they call now an AET, an Apple Education Trainer. It used to be the old APD, which are the guys who go around to the RTCs, the RTCs who do that kind of stuff. So I do all the Apple bits. But I also do Chrome, so I'm a Chrome education teacher and also a Microsoft certified guy, so I am device agnostic, but I do quite like iPads. Just so I can sort of gauge people, how many people have got iPads in their schools? Just as an idea. How many people have got one-to-one iPads in their schools? 3, 4. So a very small population, and that's basically what we bump into most of the time. What we find is most schools will buy 30 devices, they'll have a sales guy that comes in and sells them this wonderful single charge unit and all this fantastic stuff, and then basically they find it quite difficult to use the device in the classroom. It becomes difficult to manage an iPad purely because they're designed for one-to-one, they're designed for the consumer market, they're not really designed for education. So what I wanted to present to you today is just a few things, just a few ideas as to how you might manage that, and some suggestions of what I found. So managing technology, you can manage individual devices quite happily in the classroom. How do you, at the moment, just as a kind of fielding of ideas, if anyone wants to discuss this is cool, but how do you get documents and manage documents off your iPads? Do you find that difficult? For example, getting photos off, getting work off the devices, getting movies off the devices, clogging devices up with loads and loads of iMovies and things like that, it's all nice and creative and fun. One simple little app, again, I'm not an app person, I don't like shoving apps in front of people's face, but it's quite a nice one, is Documents. Documents is a completely free app. The sales guys will come to you and will sell you a solution that links to your Microsoft suite. They'll sell you this nice big bit of hardware that goes in and it costs about 10, 15 grand, something along those lines. This is an app that is totally free and nobody will tell you about. It's called Documents. And essentially down the left-hand side, you can see where it says Network. I can actually add in attachments to this. So this app will link to any backend that you've got for file sharing. Okay? So basically, all you have to do here is log into, say, OneDrive if you're a Microsoft site, or you go to Google Drive if you're a Google Education site. The student logs in with their account, they can then upload and transfer all the data off the device within 5 minutes of the lesson. So there is no more getting the USB leads, plugging them in, trying to sync them into a computer, and all that stuff. That just is one example of the stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. So apps. The other thing is, do you guys know about guided learning or guided access within the settings? If you're an RTC, whatever the RTC guy is, there are people who train on this already. But it's one thing that's always missed out on the presentations. If you go to settings, you go to general, I know I'm being really quick and I'm not taking any breath anymore. I'm going to have a nosebleed again with this, but I realise I've only got 1 minute to go. So on here, if I go down to the bottom, if I go to accessibility, tap on accessibility, scroll down a little bit, and then what you'll find is there will be one that says Learning Guided Access. If you turn that on, it'll ask you for a PIN number. You set the PIN number, 1, 2, 3, 4 for example. If you're teaching using, I don't know, the Post-it note app, that's an absolutely fantastic app, but the kids always come out of it, or they're playing Angry Birds, and they're always playing with the cat pot making noise. With guided access turned on, if you triple press the home button, 1, 2, 3, that then will set, he says, the device into guided access. I can, with my finger, bearing in mind I was a graphics teacher, I can draw a nice pretty little box around there to isolate that piece off where the student can't touch. If I then press resume, I then have greyed out areas where the students can't touch. If, like me, I was teaching A-level, they'd always come at it, they'd always press the home button, play around with the thing, and then try and go back up when you're walking around the classroom, and then try and bring the app back up. On here, if you press the home button, just once, it will say, no, you can't do that, you're locked in. It locks you into the app. 2 simple things in 5 minutes that could save you a little bit of time. That is basically, ladies and gents, what I do. One more thing, if I can, before that timer goes off. I know this one more thing statement. How long? 8 seconds. Oh my good grief. 3 seconds. Oh, no. The other thing that I do is I play Minecraft. We have Minecraft servers and we teach everything through it. Just as a brief question poll, how many people struggle with teaching coding? Or panicking about teaching programming? Or how many people have spent £2,000 on a scheme of work? Or anything like that? Nobody? Oh, that's good then, so I'll shut that. But essentially what we have is our own server where students can basically walk around and they can create virtual machines inside Minecraft. So we get students to build their own virtual computer rooms. They can then program in Python if they want to, in Java if they want to, in C++ if they want to, in HTML if they want to. They can even print it out, that prints to a Word document. They can even program robots to do digging. So it puts it into a context that's relevant to them. Ladies and gents, thank you very much.